Hi, my name is Jeremy Segal, and I'm the host of the Why Influence podcast, where I interview influencers about why they're sharing. Oftentimes, I'm so focused on the guest and diving into their story and their wisdom that I don't really share too much about my journey. Today's gonna be a little bit different. I was interviewed by my friend Nate on his podcast called The Extraordinary Podcast, and he gave me the content, said you can do whatever you want with it. So I decided to pull a couple answers that I gave and create a couple clips out of it. So if you're interested in hearing more about my journey and my story, then this video is for you. After watching it, I'd love to hear what you think, so please leave a comment down below. If you're creating YouTube content, you need TubeBuddy. There's a link in the description. Go download TubeBuddy and start optimizing your YouTube presence.
We talked about that aspect of it, but you also brought up masterminds, and I'm very interested in masterminds, but I have, the concept I love of masterminds, but unfortunately over these, particularly the last 5 years or so, you've seen a ton of these things show up, and a lot of them that don't have the value that the concept started at. So tell me about the ones that you're involved in and what you've benefited from that, as opposed to like a Toastmasters.
Yeah, well, I was part of two. COVID sort of shut them down, and they haven't really been reborn yet. But there's one that was more geared towards tended to have more like entry-level entrepreneurs that showed up. So I was able to really give a ton of value in that one. Like I could help people, like they would say their issues and I could come up with solutions. And I was like, getting more comfortable speaking up and giving that feedback to help them and communicate in ways that sort of hold them accountable. It's like just giving them value and helping them take the leap in mindset that they need to accomplish the goals that they're trying to do. The other one that I went to was more for learning, I guess. Like there was a lot of people in there who were very knowledgeable on internet marketing, and I had spoken there twice, so it gave me the opportunity to sort of guest speak to a small intimate group in like a private setting. So those were my first two sort of like talks outside Toastmasters, were to this one mastermind group, and I just sort of shared my journey and like how I'm doing things from an entrepreneur standpoint to try to share like my thought process, and maybe it can be helpful for them, which is sort of how we handled the meeting. Like every meeting, somebody would guest speak and share what they're working on and how they're thinking through their stuff. So in there, like it's harder for me to like help people as much just because there's so many smart people in the room, and I learned a lot. But I would say the other one definitely attributed more towards me overcoming the barriers to figuring out that it mattered that I was sharing. And actually the other one did too, because I would share my journey and I would struggle to articulate, what it is, like the knack that I had. They're like, you started this and you did this and you did this. Like, how did you do it? Like, how can you come up with a business idea in a weekend and have something that's successful? Like, just doesn't make sense. Like, what's that process? So they would drill me on like what I presented on, and so I could be like, oh, well, maybe that's what I need to focus on next time I speak, is more of my thought process as opposed to like the accomplishments or what I'm actually working on right now. So it was a growing experience there too. Now, if you want to grow your voice and your influence, watching videos like this is a great way to do that. But an even better way to do that is to join our community. We have weekly virtual events where we bring in guest speakers, we do networking with influencers and aspiring influencers so we can help lift each other up. Now, if that's a community you want to be part of, then go to our website, whyinfluence.com, go to the community tab and join the community there. I look forward to seeing you there.